On this episode of The Lab, we're doing 5th scale Fridays. Is it bad the lab smells like gasoline?
And as I was hitting the freaking 5th scale, got a bunch of drift guys trying out a gasoline Baja for the first time, and I'm obviously loving it. You'll never get tired of that. My god, here it is, dudes. This is the re-release Baja 5B SBK build. It's obviously the gasoline version.
Before we can hit this freaking thing, I gotta do a bunch of stuff to it. First thing I gotta do is I gotta take off that monster pipe. I just don't wanna bash it. I don't wanna break the head of this motor. It's kind of unprotected on the 5B. On the 5T, it would make much more sense, so maybe it'll end up on a 5T truck that we have instead of the buggy. I'm kind of thinking, let's get this thing super reliable like the Bajas are, and let's kind of get rid of all of the theatrics.
I mean, it's loud as fuck. Like, I can't even have a regular conversation with you, and we're like 4 feet away. Starting to rust a little bit, the pipe. That's cool. That's a cool patina on there. I'm gonna take everything apart, and we're gonna just like check everything over and make sure that everything's good to go. A lot can go terribly wrong, terribly fast, is what we've learned with 5th scale. Yeah.
What I gotta do to make this thing run is I also have to refill the shocks. You can just like see how like greasy it is. So the shocks leaked like a damn sieve. All of them, pretty much all of the freaking seals in here stock were never great. And there were a couple of ways to solve this problem for the Baja 5B. That's definitely blown shock on that side. The other side, surprisingly, held up. Let's keep tearing into her. I don't know if they still offer them at DDM, so you're gonna have to check out DDM, Dave's Discount Motors, to see if they have them. But the first thing is threshold seals, and the other thing is Fat Dad O-rings. I believe they're Fat Dad O-rings. They're like these like red nitrile O-rings, and they replace the silicone ones that come in the kit.
Greasy everything is. Everything is so greasy. One down.
These frickin' seals are a must for these Bajas, because you'll get this. You'll get a glossy looking A-arm, and you'll get all of your fluid and zero dampening, which is bad.
This is why you need outerwears. Look how much of it went in here. Like, it's a lot. See what I'm saying? See, there was like a leak too.
Yo, so check this out. So this is just my kill switch. It's just a tiny little XT connector. This is gonna be right outside of my radio box. So when we pull the radio box, all we have to do is unplug that. The idea is just to have that radio box easily removable. If you get Killer Bee's kill switch with the whole kit, it comes with a whip like this, and it's all pre-soldered. You don't have to do anything to it. But we're using a Pico switch because for some reason my Lynx radio doesn't play nice with the Killer Bee switch. Check it out. I used a zip tie here just because I don't want to take the tank out to run these wires. So I'm just going to use this zip tie to sort of pull this cable through. Oh, you son of a... So this is the coil right here, and this is the kill switch. And all this kill switch does is it just connects these two wires together. Kill switch, when it receives no signal from the radio, it will just complete a circuit, and that circuit will bridge these two together and it'll kill the motor. So what's great about these is obviously, you know, not killing kids, also not destroying your RC car. Runaways are a real thing with these Bajas. What can happen is a rock. You know, a rock can get stuck in your throttle, leaving it wide open, and then you've got yourself a 30, 40 pound missile, you know, chasing down kids, and you might still have control. Some people, you know, the freaking throttle servo burns out in full throttle, or you just lose connection altogether with the radio in full throttle and it just keeps going. Anyway, so this is the really old Killer Bee version 2. This isn't even the Killer Bee 2 or the other Killer Bee Pro. I can't remember. There's a whole bunch of new ones with voltage cutoff and data logging for voltage spikes and stuff. This is just a very simple, dumb one. I don't know if I have time to throw in the threshold seals. That might be on another episode of 5th Scale Fridays. Let's just fill them. Let's just fill them. I'm putting in 40 weight oil in the front shocks, and I'm putting 10 weight in the rear. The thing about the self-build kits that have just been recently released by HPI, they do not offer a lot of shock piston hole options. You pretty much get, I believe it's 3-hole in the front, and you get a 12-hole, super small 12-hole in for the rear. And so that's why you need super, super light oil in the rear for the Baja buggies. Yeah, it's just, you know, lots of little tiny holes, super thin weight oil, which might also contribute to the reason why the rear shocks always like to leak, is that it's almost water. And then on the front, we're using 40, which this is actually pretty much, I think, what we were running when we were racing. I can't even remember. It was a long time ago. So I'm going to stick with stock. I think actually the stock should be 5 weight in the rear. It's just I don't have 5 weight, so we're going to put 10 weight. Maybe it'll add for a little bit more damping. We are running this thing on road today, so you know, that might just be what it is. It's going to leak out anyway, right? It's going to leak out anyway. These are Hostile slicks. I don't even know if they make them anymore. You're gonna have to check out Dave's Discount Motors to see if these are in stock. They might be, man, but we got these in just like a massive, just bulk buy of stuff, and they had never been run. So since then they've been run a couple of times, but these slicks are nutty. They get a little bit warm and they really start to stick. It's incredible. So can't wait to rip these in a large parking lot. It should be a good sticky time. Yeah. What you're looking at right here is the 5T can. This is the exhaust that came stock with the 5T trucks. I think they're calling it like a high performance free flow muffler, I believe is what they're called on DDM. They are very cheap and they are actually quite good. Yeah, this is the setup for racing. Were these 5T cans, because they offered a very linear power band, it felt like anyway. They weren't super peaky, and they were way more reliable in terms of predictable power in the low RPM range. Oh, I do also have these MFers right here. This is for the rear, this is for the front. I'm not putting these on because I do not have time, but I will put them on later. These are limiting straps. They stop the A-arm from overextending, right? Which is a #1 cause for broken shock shafts. When you overextend your A-arm, this little MFer right here likes to pop off the shock. So yeah, when that happens, you need a new shock shaft. These are a fairly cheap, inexpensive way to save yourself the hassle of breaking and bending these, because most of the damage for these things happen on rebound when the distance from each eyelet is forced to go further than it's supposed to. That's, I feel like, the weak point of most shocks. So it's very good to have these limiting straps for the Baja. Not putting them on though. I'm gonna fill them over full because I don't want any air. And then also we're gonna, I think, plunge the shock shaft in and out a few times. Now remember, this is well, this is very thin shock oil, but the thick stuff, these bubbles take a long time to get up, so you have to be patient. Can we all just take a moment and appreciate the size of these shocks? This is 5th scale right here. All right, so these are the threshold shock seal kit without the tool. Although, if you look inside, you can see I do have the tool. This tool just makes sure, it ensures the proper installation of these hydraulic seals. And there's the hydraulic seal on the inside. You can see it is one of those high pressure seals. You'll never find a seal like this in any hobby kit anywhere. So I don't know, dear manufacturer, if you want to make everybody happy, include one of these in each shock, and ensure that you'll never blow out a shock again, at least not from the bottom. This does replace a rather large spacer inside the shock, so there are these extra spacers to just sort of flesh out the whole seal. You know, these don't even look right. These don't look like the right ones. I think these are something else. Oh, these are for 8mm shock shafts. Anyway, these are the shock shafts, the O-rings that you need. I'm assuming the newer generation Bajas use 8mm shock shafts. Man, I hope these are the right ones, because it would be great to use these. I like to, you know, wrap the shock in paper towel. I'm sure everybody knows to do this. Anyway, basically what we have to do is, I'm gonna like move the shock shaft slowly up the stroke. This is hard to do while filming also, by the way. And you can see the oil's coming up. So what I'm gonna do is just like, I don't know, almost bottom out the shock. It's how I do it. Some people actually drill holes in here and put little bleeder screws, and then what they do is they like bleed the shock as it's filling. There are also some hop-up parts. These are like aluminum top ends, and they have little bleeder screws. There you can see all the oil coming out. That's fine. That's why I got the paper towel, bros. Yo. And then we got this ugly tool here. Alright, I think I got it. Alright, so there's just a little bit of slow rebound, which I think is what you want. It doesn't sound frothy in there at all, although I'm sure soon it will, because this seal will start gooping out all this super thin 10 weight shock oil. Anyway, let's put like, I gotta do this 4 more times, so I'm not gonna record that because it's a waste of time. Dudes, I am so late. Shit. Like, everything takes 4 times as much time as I think it's gonna take. Usually, right? Usually that's what happens. Shit. Under tray. On. Alright. There you go. Body. Next. Come on, you son of a... Aye. What does that look like? Does it look good? Are these happy tissues or sad tissues? Holy shit, it looks good. Okay, I gotta quickly pack a bunch of tools. That's on 6 volts. Reefs, man, what the hell? 6 volts.
I ended up as strictly sideways to give a few drifters a go. And look who I found!
He really is hooked, everybody. He really is.
Here, long lens, copyright music, and Bajas.
Yeah?
The kill switch works.
Oh yeah, that's a thing. You haven't started it, have you?
Not in a while.
This one can be good too, but it's too big. Like for actually racing.
I want to drift it on around the track.
For staff racing, there might not have good.
It won't be. It's a 5T can. So yeah, it'll
It works. Good.
That's pretty smart.
It works.
It's running away from me.
Turn off the radio.
Yeah?
Here, I'll take it. Thank you.
Zoom a little bit.
There you go. Oh, sorry.
We're gonna hit a car.
That can sounds way better.
She's slick.
Yeah, man, we're here with a bunch of drifters and they're trying out a gas-powered Baja. What do you think?
Oh, this is amazing.
Fun, right?
Love it.
It's terrifyingly fun.
Yeah, it's good, eh? It's kind of terrifying because it won't stop because of mass, right?
Got a screwdriver?
Sounds good.
Oh, now she opened up a bit, eh?
How's it driving, Nash?
Yeah. Snappy.
Snappy?
Full.
It's raining a little bit, so there's no
Yeah,
grip.
no grip.
That's good. And what's crazy is like we're still, I didn't fill the tank.
Right? Imagine just ripping around Oxford. Walk of shame, you two. Walk of shame.
No, you're good. You're good, man. We just need to fill it with gas.
That's it for this episode of kpopRC. If you made it this far, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell button for notifications on more of these awesome 5th scale adventures and other scale builds. Man, there's lots of stuff going on kpopRC, so do it. Anyway, I leave you guys off with some footage of Nezo trying out this beast HPI Baja SBK with a 32cc 2-stroke engine, courtesy of Dave's Discount Motors. Man, if you guys want hop-ups for your Baja, visit Dave's Discount Motors. Yeah.
I think it's a rock. Yeah, dude drives great. What do you think, dude?
I like it.
Yeah, you like it?
On pavement, it's pretty wild and skiddy, but that's okay. This is rough pavement.
Yeah, the whole setup.
Never get tired of that.
No, but the whole setup is for dirt, right? So.
It's pretty much the feeling you get. So as we come around here again, you'll see my face as this whips by.
Perma smile.
Tired of that sound, right?
No. Maybe the smell of gasoline a little bit, but